Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alex Bradley from Anything Geeky Reviewed, and today I bring you Xenonauts. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a let's play of Xenonauts, and I've been waiting to do this for quite some time. It's now become version 21. It's a lot more stable, apparently. I haven't actually tried this version out yet, but it actually does record quite nicely. So let's get on with it. Let's get straight into a new game. I'm going to have it on normal. I'm a mode, no thank you very much, and let's begin. Now, for anybody who hasn't heard of Xenonauts, it is a Xcom or UFO clone. It's kind of a remake as such, so they don't try and change the original formula too much. They've kept the turn-based combat and the kind of inventory and all the research and stuff like that, but it's a bit more kind of like the original but modern. Now, from what I've played before, it's actually a fantastic game. So hopefully, as it's coming near release, it's going to be released, I think, in May, the end of May. So it's definitely a good time to start doing a Let's Play of the series. So, the story is that alien UFOs are periodically spawning on the map, damaging your relationships and your funding with nations. So your job is to basically try and stop as many of those UFOs as possible by crash landing them if possible, and then killing the inhabitants and taking their technology. So, as usual, I will put that in the UK, as I am UK based. There we go. Almost pretty much spot on Birmingham. That's not bad. So you place your base down. You can have multiple bases. This isn't like the new XCOM remake that Firaxis did with their game, or was it Take-Two? It's much more closer to the original. You can have multiple bases, multiple groups of soldiers, and it's a lot more kind of open-ended really than the new XCOM that was on the consoles and the PC. So now we've got our base, we can actually take a look inside. As you can see, kind of a standard layout. I love the graphics they've done for this. It's just so artistically done. It's lovely. So we've got a couple of hangars, a radar station, and looks like kind of a science lab, a workshop, maybe some living quarters. Now we can always do with some more living quarters. So let's get that up there. If we place a radar dish as well, that should help increase our detection rate. Medical centre? Oh, we don't have a medical centre. Gosh. Garage. Do we have a garage? Doesn't look like we do. My goodness, we don't have a fucking garage. It's a bit weird. Let's put a garage there. Probably cost me a massive fortune. And let's have a missile battery, because you always want some missiles in case the enemy come calling. That's a storeroom. Should be alright for that. Yeah. So we'll leave everything else as it is. So as you can see, we've got hangars, the main command room, science and workshop, some living quarters, radar, and some storage area. We've expanded our base a little bit. Down here you've got some nice information. It just tells you the maximum of personnel and stuff like that you can have on your base at any one time. And then you've got your monthly maintenance, which is always a good idea to keep an eye on, because you do not want that getting out of hand. Now, alien research. It's preliminary study of the composition of the alien invasion fleet. That's we don't manage research. I think it's there. Click on it, it comes down to the bottom. Max scientists. Yeah, excellent progress, excellent. Workshop. I don't think we can build anything at the moment. Nope. Now this is where our little soldiers are. Again, the art, just lovely. It's just kind of classy yet modern, I suppose. So we have a good amount of soldiers, max actually, assigned to our ship. How many is that? 4. That's about 8 men. I think we can check that out. Oh, that's our storage room, which we have bugger all in. Soldier equipment. Now, because it's still the beta, everything is unfortunately still unlimited, but eventually when we do have the full release, it will become kind of limited. So I don't know whether it's fair to do a let's play while it's kind of slightly cheated, but we'll just have to see and see how it goes. I don't think the ammo is going to cost me a lot in the long run anyway. They've actually redone this quite nicely. Before, obviously with the old UFOs, you had to kit your soldier out quite manually, doing each soldier individually, and that can take time. So what these guys have done is they've actually made a quick shortcut. You can just click on that. Oh, I think you can click on assault, can you? Yep. And you can actually change his role to a default set role. So if we send him out as a shield, he automatically gets the kind of equipment he's going to need to be a shield man. So it's actually quite useful, and it saves you a hell of a lot of time. Again, just one of those improvements that over time we've come to the point where this should be done, this should make it easier to do it, and they've done it, and it works quite well. Now this guy's accuracy is pretty good, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a rifle. Actually, what the hell is wrong with you, mate? Sorry about that. My dog digging on the couch for some strange reason. Stop it, Arch. Sorry about that. Okay. So he's a rifleman at the moment. Because he's got good accuracy, I think that's really quite nice. I could swap him to a sniper, but I found snipers aren't exactly brilliant. But they have changed the cost of firing and moving in this, so it may actually be that snipers are a bit more useful this time. Before, you couldn't actually go anywhere without just not being able to fire. Now, one of the nice new enhancements for the game, not just including the kind of soldier role thing that you can easily change, but it's also the medal system. During missions, obviously, men can perform beyond their gallantry and courage and earn extra medals, which is quite nice. And I believe there is a purple heart, so if you do get hurt, you automatically get a purple heart assigned to you. Just little kind of tweaks that really do add on the emphasis that these are your men and they're yours to kind of keep alive as long as possible. Yeah, obviously you've got heavy weapons, nice machine gun there, rifles. Most of them look like they're to be rifles, and the rifles and the sniper seem to have medikits, but the assault and the machine gun don't. Now, it's only 2 men in the squad, so I think we'll leave it like that. Won't mess with it too much until we can see what this new system's like. Now, obviously, there's a vehicle set. You do have to have a kind of hangar area for the vehicles. Now I've started building that because you don't start with one, so we'll be able to mess with the vehicles. I think we do have to research the first one, but it's like a mini tank, the first one. Hopefully later on you'll get more kind of different vehicles and different abilities with them. Now of course you've got the aircraft. These are your main way of shooting down the enemy, so they're vital to your survival as well as kind of Earth's. You've got to keep them going in good condition. Losing one is very costly. As you can see, we can buy a new one and it's 100,000. Now I only have 700,000 left out of about, I think I started with 1 million. So you can, you lose one. If you lose one every battle, then that's 100,000 each time. You got the wait time in waiting for it to be made or delivered to you. So yeah, it's wise to try and keep them alive. Now I can buy another cargo plane, but I'm not going to. Now again, another little tweak that they've done to this version is they've added a ability to maneuver your men on the ship. So here's a ballistic rifle. Oh, that's new. They didn't have that before. So now I tell you what weapon they've got equipped with, which is nice. So ballistic shotgun, I want him to exit out that door. Do we have another one? We'll have to have the machine gun on, I think. Not moving there now. But you can basically kit up your men so they can exit out through the different doors you've got on the dropship, and it gives you a bit of options when you actually land. You don't have to come straight out the doorway. Now in the original you had to go out of, I think, 1 or 2 doorways. I think it was 1 originally. You had a back ramp. When you got the later ships you did have a bit more option, but this gives you straight from the beginning, gives you a chance to kind of avoid that initial ambush if the enemy is waiting for you. I think let's find a mission. This is the overview map, by the way. This is where you'll find UFOs scouting the areas. You'll have to shoot them down. I'll show you the aircom map because that's actually really cool. And basically, just the amount of detail you can get on this is fantastic. If you hover over a country, in the top corner there, yeah, just here, if you watch that, you can see the region relationships, the funding levels, and the predicted changes as well as casualties. Now, obviously, if we have a look around. We haven't actually had any casualties yet, but as we'll go through the game, you'll find that the more casualties a country suffers, and if we don't intervene either quick enough or at all, then we get a massive kind of disadvantage when it comes to their funding that they're going to be giving us at the end of the month. So as you've got, see, we've got a small UFO. Let's intercept it with both our condors just to make sure we take it down. Oh, see, we've got a second UFO. Now what do we do? Tell you what, let's take down the closer one first. Engage. Yeah, I know how to do air combat. Air combat is actually kind of like a live kind of combat arena. You've got your planes on one side, the UFO on the other, and you've got to take him down. Now, that can sometimes be quite easy. With these light planes, it's usually not too bad. I'll just disable one of their missile launchers, because they do dodge, unfortunately. There we go, we've got that one. And we should still have enough ammo, I hope, to take down the next one. Let's go for this bugger. I'm going to wait for daylight before I go for that mission, I think, because I don't think I've got any flares. It does make it a lot harder in this game. Oh, the bugger, low on fuel. It does make it a lot harder on this game when you've got no light to see by. Yeah, the other fantastic thing about this is you can I thought originally that was actually spending 20,000, but it's not. You actually gain 20,000. You use an airstrike to take out the UFO and whatever's left. Hopefully, speech marks, covers, kind of thing. You take out the whole thing and all the enemy, but of course you can't be sure. But what you get is you get whatever salvage is left, which is, I presume, 20,000's worth. That probably goes up with bigger UFOs, but the disadvantage is not only do you not get your men experience, you don't get a lot of the equipment because obviously it's been destroyed, and you don't get a lot of the research from the alien bodies because, again, they've mostly been destroyed. So use it only when you absolutely have to because your men are busy elsewhere. It's better than actually leaving the kind of site there, a lot better. There we go. I don't know yet whether in the full game they'll make that so you have to have a aircraft spare to actually do the bombing one, but at the moment they haven't made that mandatory. Oh, new loading screen. That's nice. Only half the damage can be taken from an injury can be healed with a medipack, so you can't quite fully heal yourself after combat or during it. Now these are victory conditions. Eliminate all aliens or secure UFO and hold for 5 turns, or lose all units. No tooltip for the beginners. Let's get straight on. Now, anybody familiar with Xcom and UFO will know you have a snap functionality to reserve points in case your guy does come up against an enemy. Oh, excuse me. Look up there. Oh, we've got a civilian. One of the nice things about this game is actually the civilians are a lot more intelligent, specifically the military civilians. That's nice as well. It shows you the yellow bar of what is reserved. That's new. So yeah, it shows you basically any civilians you meet. So that's just a normal civilian. He hasn't got a rifle on him, but if he did, he'd be kind of like a militiaman. Now they can actually be quite useful. They do die quite quickly, unfortunately, but to be honest, they're just useful as a distraction. They add a bit more kind of opportunity to your guys. They give them a chance to maybe score a direct hit on the enemy, distract them a bit. They're not really good at killing much, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, you can't really have everything in this sort of situation. Let's give it a snap and move it further up. Let's leave 2 guys in the ship, shall we? As you can see, it plays exactly kind of like Xcom. You've got a standard kind of layout. You just heard some kind of shot at a civilian going down. I'm hoping it's not that guy out there. How many points do you need? 54 points to fire. Jeez. Let's get a shopping all up there. That civilian's gone somewhere, so I'm presuming that's probably the one that got himself killed. Let's wait here before going any further. They're cowering for some reason. Let's keep moving forward, shall we, lads? Use the tractor for any cover from fire that way. Hasn't got anything in front of him, unfortunately. But let's get another man out here, shall we? Behind there. Give him a snap fire. Okay, so I don't know where to move him. I think I'm going to move him down this side to support down the wing. And yes, they've definitely changed the shooting mechanics. It's now using a percentage of your turn units. So that's Archie's bloody bone. Just dropping it on the floor like an idiot. Okay, let's move. See, I can't move him very far, or her, sorry, because otherwise she won't be able to fire. Oh, I see a UFO. I do not see any alien though, which is not necessarily a good thing. You can't fire at all, so I hope to God you don't run into anything. Still nothing. Let's get you up on that wing, shall we? And you, I don't know whether to get him out there because I think you're going to shoot somebody in the back more than anything. I could have get a good shot. Yeah, let's go there. I should give him a clear shot through. There is some blood there, so I'm presuming there's an alien either at the door or maybe behind here. I'm wondering if we could do have a shotgun down there. We don't. We have a sniper rifle. I wonder whether we could blow through there, but I'm not sure it's a good idea. Ooh. Interesting. He should have stopped when he saw the enemy, but he didn't. Yes, you've got the choice of automatic or three-shot burst or single fire. Obviously, single fire is a lot more accurate. There we go, and you can still crouch. You're gonna have to be nice about this one. Single fire. Not a good chance. I'm tempted to try and chuck a grenade in there, but for some reason these guys don't seem to have them equipped. No, it doesn't have any at all. So I'm probably going to be losing a man down there. Well, when you are faced with an alien threat, and for some advice to you guys, and you have a chance to shoot the enemy, you shoot them and you shoot to fucking kill or you're dead. Just some advice to you guys, just in case you don't quite know that, you know, shooting to kill is much more advantageous. Dying. That was a miss. Oh, that's quite surprised me actually. They seem to have nerfed the enemies a little bit. They certainly were quite devious and ridiculously tough, to put it bluntly, before. They seem to have nullified that a little bit at least. Let's try and take a shot. There we go. Let's try one. Oh, he's doing that. He's not doing too bad today. Curtis Wright, Corporal. Might survive with that actually. Ooh, Jesus, 2 kills to his name. Not bad for a corporal, that isn't. So now you are injured. I don't think you can apply a medikit to yourself. So I hope to God we can get something to you before you collapse and die. Let's see if we can. There we go, we can. Excellent. At least try and stop some of the bleeding, I hope. There we go. And let's get you down here, and you can help him recover the rest. Take your snap off and get your medikit equipped. I've got nothing left. Oh well. I've got nobody to cover, so I hope to God there isn't a third alien around that corner. Let's see. Oh, can't quite get him in that position. Yeah, that's one of the big downfalls to the machine gun. Is it's incredibly powerful. Does a lot of damage when it does hit, although it's quite inaccurate. but it takes a hell of a lot of movement points to actually fire the bloody thing. So do be careful when you use one, to make sure that you've got something strong enough to wield it as well as fire at the end. You're not going to be able to ever move them very far in the first place, but you can use them to kind of cover points quite well. I think what I'm going to do with you, mate, is I'm going to bring you down to cover for the injured guy. I think that's about it. I think that's our first mission, I think, nearly over. I think there's probably going to be at least 2 aliens in that little shed of theirs. Let's see what we can do. Are you moving, lad? I particularly want to send him without any cover, but might not have much choice. That's the max health he can get, but apparently. Let's swap your weapon back out and get you over there. Same for you, lad. Don't ever leave a corner unlocked. Don't know what horrors could be hiding in the corners. This is UFO after all, and I don't actually know all the aliens in this. I was quite surprised last time I did a Terror mission, which I couldn't actually succeed in doing, by the way, that there were some nasty aliens I'd never seen before. So they do not mind holding a few things in reserve. Let's get you up there, shall we? I think the rest of them are probably going to be in the ship. Let's get you kind of covering from behind. There we go. These guys can sweep underneath. I think that's about it. It's a lot quicker to end the turn, that's for sure. Obviously the older one. This is the kind of closest you're going to get to release before I think they really released the game as is. Now it's going to be pretty much bug free. I haven't had a problem with this yet. So yeah, it should be a nice release and a nice treat to everybody who doesn't know about this game, because I think there are actually a few people that haven't either played it or don't know about it, which quite shocks me. UFO's community is pretty good at spreading the news about something that's this good at remaking something, and I'm sure Julian Gullop is quite pleased with the progress as well, being the man behind the original. If you guys didn't know, actually, he's just completed his Kickstarter on Chaos Reborn, which is a kind of a sequel to the Chaos series. Two wizards battle each other out and summon creatures. You can actually, I think, have a demo on the Kickstarter site, but it has finished and has completed its goal, which is excellent. Let's open this door. There we go. We got one of the little shits, and I can't hit the bastard. Typical. Alright, hold it together, mate. It's gonna fuck up his shot, that's for sure. But he's got 52% with a 3-shot burst. Go for it. Oh, sweet music to my ears. There we go. See, purple art. Or crimson art, so award for suffering a serious wound within the service of humanity. So the guy got just shot lightly. How you could be shot lightly, I don't know, but unfortunately Shota Uchida, Corporal Shota Uchida, did not get a heart, whereas Leonid Ivanov did. So 3 aliens in the mission was actually quite small, but then it was a small mission. Xenonauts lost none. Excellent for me. It's very unusual. Surviving local forces, that's the kind of militia. No, they didn't survive, unfortunately, but the 2 civilians did, so it's always good. And they're telling you exactly what's kind of going to research. This is actually a very good redesign of the menu. A lot of this has just been done with the last update. It does actually look really well done. Looks nice and smooth, which is it's good. If anybody played this from the very beginning, where this was all that the game existed, you'll kind of think, wow, this game really has come along quite a lot. Now let's make sure our men are okay. We have 2 wounded, unfortunately. Well, I should have 2 wounded anyway. I don't know why we've got an extra man on the team. Is there one of them wounded over there? Oh, him. 71%, but he's apparently still on the team. I don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but He did well. I didn't get no promotions, or did we get a sergeant? I think we had him from the beginning, I think. No promotions, unfortunately. Alien Alloys. And I think that's about it. So we've got a bit of construction on the way. I think we're going to kind of end it there. Hopefully you guys will join me for the next episode, where hopefully I'll show you some more UFOs and some more missions. Thanks for joining me, and have a good day, folks.